No, we'll be fine. Hi, everybody. Is everybody in good spirits tonight? All right, I'm going to try to get through my pieces as quickly as possible so we could all catch the late showing of Twilight. The New Moon. Who do you like better, Edward or Jacob? Edward is like, he's so mysterious, but like Jacob is so cute, or I don't know, I can't decide. So anyway, today's theme is Forever Family, so I thought I'd start off by telling you a little bit about my sister, because she has proven to be a continuing source of fodder and entertainment. My younger sister used to be a very shy, soft-spoken, timid little Asian girl, the way all Asian girls should be. But when she turned 21, she went through a shocking transformation, and this is a true story. When my sister turned 21, she charged several thousands of dollars onto my mother's credit card in order to get breast implants. She immediately thereafter started working at Hooters in order to pay off the debt, and she began using her new breasts as tools to manipulate men into buying her clothing, jewelry, and Sanrio stationery. This boost of self-esteem that conveniently accompanied her new body helped turn her into a vivacious, outgoing party girl who would drink all night and go clubbing until dawn, and she was envied by other girls, and she was lusted after by guys. And this sparkling new personality of hers earned her the very privileged position of head trainer at the Old Town Pasadena Hooters. Now I say privilege because as head trainer at Hooters in Old Town Pasadena, she got to take home a fascinating document bound in a black binder called the Hooters Training Manual. This document actually exists, and I don't visit my sister often, but the few times I've been able to go over to her house, I've been able to sneak a few peeks in the Hooters Training Manual, and I gotta tell you, it is the most entertaining piece of literature I have ever laid my eyes on. And over the years, I've actually been able to copy down by hand excerpts from the Hooters Training Manual, and I brought actually a passage from the Hooters Training Manual here tonight, and I'm reading word for word, verbatim here. Quote, "Customers can go many places for hot wings and beer, but it is our Hooters girls who make our concept unique. The essence of the Hooters concept is entertainment through female sex appeal, of which the look is a key part. A Hooters girl is literally playing a role. Having been cast for that role, the Hooters girl must comply with the Hooters image and grooming standards that the role requires. Hooters girls are to be camera ready at all times." Unquote. Anyway, I've tried to steal the Hooters Training Manual from my sister so that I can post it online. Because my primary job in life is to bring joy to the world, and I can't think of any better way to lift people's spirits than to make that publicly available. As of yet, I've been unsuccessful, but I will continue to try because I understand that I have a moral obligation to do so. Anyway, so my sister now carried herself in the world with this aura of sex, whether real or imagined. And as her older brother, who was unable to stop her from getting breast implants in the first place, I was becoming increasingly concerned for her welfare. I mean, Hooters is not really the kind of place that you want your little sister to end up. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? Hooters today, crack whore tomorrow. That's how things just like naturally progress in this world. But one day, I was struck with a brilliant idea. I decided that my sister should quit Hooters and join the Ladies Professional Golf Association, the LPGA. And I was struck with this brilliant idea when I was reading a golf magazine interview with Jan Stevenson. She's a pro female golfer who's been on the circuit for over 30 years. And when asked about the LPGA's marketing problems in this golf magazine interview, Jan Stevenson said, and I quote, We have to promote sex appeal. It's a fact of life. The people who watch are predominantly male, and they won't keep watching if the girls aren't beautiful. Whether we like it or not, we have to promote sex, because sex sells, unquote. So, even though my sister didn't know anything about any sports, I knew that she and her assets could sell golf and sell it well. She could skyrocket the LPGA to a whole new level. But then I kept reading on in this golf magazine interview with Jan Stevenson, and I reached a very interesting passage where Jan Stevenson said, and I quote, "This is probably going to get me in trouble, but the Asians are killing our tour. Absolutely killing it. Their lack of emotion, their refusal to speak English when they can speak English, they rarely speak. We have 2-day pro-ams where people are paying a lot of money to play with us, and the Asians say hello and goodbye. Our tour is predominantly international, and the majority of them are Asian. They've taken it over. If I were commissioner, I would have a quota on international players, and that would include a quota on Asian players," unquote. So, when I saw this thing about limiting the number of Asian players, I wondered if this included my sister. You see, my sister is American-born, and I didn't know if Jan Stevenson separated the Asians from the Asian Americans, or if she lumped them all together, or if she even knew the difference. Believe it or not, though, I do not ask that question facetiously, because even respected news outlets sometimes have trouble distinguishing. For example, back in 1998, after American figure skater Tara Lipinski snatched the gold medal from American figure skater Michelle Kwan at the Nagano Winter Olympics, a headline on the MSNBC website read, quote, "American beats out Kwan," unquote. And 4 years later, after Sarah Hughes beat Kwan and Russian figure skater Irina Slutskaya in Salt Lake City, a Seattle Times headline announced, quote, "American outshines Kwan and Slutskaya in skating surprise," unquote. Both headlines, of course, suggest that Michelle Kwan is not an American, even though she was born in Torrance, California. So, I decided to write a letter to Jan Stevenson. And I wrote this letter on the back of an 8x10 photograph of my sister. From the chest up. And this is what it said. "Dear Jan Stevenson, I implore you to support my dream of having my sister join the LPGA. She is sexy, and I assure you that she's an all-American girl, and she's not like those annoying full-on Asians that you have to deal with every day. Despite the backlash your comments receive from minority groups, and despite your public apology, I absolutely agree with you about those Asian chicks. They don't want to chit-chat about anything at all. They stomp onto the green, kick ass, and then leave. I know it could be a cultural thing, but that's no excuse. This is America. Foreigners should respect us and suck our democracy. No, forget that. Let's just send them all back to where they came from." But then I stopped writing because I realized I was going too far. Because I suddenly remembered that Jan Stevenson is not even American. She's from Australia. She's one of those international players that she was complaining about. So, this just left me really, really confused, and I eventually dropped the whole LPGA dream for my sister, and I slowly came to accept the fact that my sister is probably better off at Hooters anyway. Because at least at Hooters, they don't care if you're Asian, or white, or from Estonia. You just have to be able to crack walnuts in between your tits. That's what it says in the Hooters training manual.